San Francisco is known as a safe haven for those without a home, but the homeless population is getting younger. More and more youth are living on the street as unemployment rates hit 12% in California, and the state's economy is getting worse. Parents are losing their jobs, and the effect is trickling down to their children. This winter, more kids are on the streets. Heather Arruda takes a look at how they're coping.
Layoffs and foreclosures have left many parents unable to provide for their children. Tough times make for stressful home environments. Over the past 2 years, officials have seen an increase in the number of children leaving home for life on the streets.
So I'm starting to see the trends that they used to see are not the same. We're starting to see a lot more kids now due to the recession and the weather's getting cold. So people need a place to sleep, and there's issues going on in the home.
According to one study, in San Francisco alone, there are an average of 5,700 homeless youth every year. Homeless and runaway youth programs like Larkin Street Youth and Huckleberry House are seeing an increase in youth using their services.
We've seen an increase across the board in all of our services, and in particular in our emergency services, which include our drop-in center and our outreach program. We've seen a 25% increase in youth utilizing those programs.
Toby Addington runs the drop-in center for Larkin Street, which provides youth with warm meals, clean clothes, and a place to learn. He also runs the Diamond Youth Shelter for kids ages 11 to 17. He says despite the increase, youth in crisis are never turned away.
We won't close our door on someone without making a referral to somewhere else. So we don't necessarily, at my facility, have a problem with being overcrowded, although we've come pretty close and we've made some concessions with maybe, bringing in an extra bed.
Due to confidentiality reasons, I was unable to speak with or film any of the youth in the Huckleberry House or Larkin Street youth programs, but I was able to speak with one young man who says he chooses to be homeless.
If I am homeless, I'm homeless by choice. I like to experience what's going on out in the streets of our country and see what is happening, how people are being treated.
Adam is 29 now, but has been biking from place to place for several years. He makes most of his money playing guitar and chooses not to use the shelters and other services the city provides.
I personally don't, because I think there's people with a greater need than me.
Adam says he will find a park to sleep in for the night, but he knows that sometimes that can be a challenge with law enforcement patrolling the area.
There's nothing worse than being out somewhere and being able to find nowhere to sleep, where you get woken up and say you can't stay here. There needs to be a space designated in every city.
Discrimination is a constant issue for homeless of all ages. To provide solutions to the issue of youth homelessness, the first step is awareness.
Watch your neighborhoods, look around, and if you start seeing some kids that are just hanging out, don't be afraid to, hey, there's a shelter down the street, why don't you go check it out? I just say get involved. Just don't close your door and go in your house and just lock it.
Heather Arruda reporting for State of Events.
If you would like to volunteer or make a donation to one or both of these youth programs, you can go to larkinstreetyouth.org and click on the Volunteer or Donation tab. Or you can go to huckleberryouth.org and click on the Get Involved tag.